Welcome back to Fit for Life with Karen. Today, we're going to talk about probably of all the 6 basic fitness components, this may be the most important one, and this is strength. And yes, we've done this before, but we're not going to do it just once a month, right? So, and I like to do at least one time with me, and the name of the show is Power and Strength, and there is power. It makes us able to do all the things or more of the things we need to do. As we get older, we get a little bit limited, but if you maintain your strength and your flexibility and your aerobic capacity, you will be able to do more. Of course, aging, you're not going to feel the same, but you can do something about it. It's controllable, all right? So the first thing I want to mention is we're living longer. We might as well feel as good as we can while we're here, instead of waiting and looking and, oh, this hurts today, so I won't move that. And you can't do that. Always check with your doctor first, though, if you're doing something a little rambunctious, right? Always check when you start an exercise program. So we're living longer. Let's feel good and maintain our what? As long as possible. This is my fear of not being able to do for myself. And if you do exercise and you eat well and you don't smoke or drink too much, I like a little wine in the evening, it will help you, I promise. But you've got to move, keep moving. We also want to stay in our homes. We don't want to move to a smaller house or maybe an assisted living, although some assisted livings are beautiful. And we may come to that point, but we want to delay our time of disability or eliminate it altogether. That's what's important. There's a whole psychological aspect to aging, isn't there? So we want to stay in our homes. We want to interact with our grandchildren. And if they say, oh, Nana or Grandpa, can you do this with me? Can we play catch or badminton or pickleball or something like that? Some of those things you probably can still do. And of course, you have to exercise so that you can have better balance so that you don't take a fall. Keep that in mind. We want to maintain a healthy weight. Exercise will help us, especially aerobic exercise. It will help you to not get too heavy. Everyone isn't a skinny rail. You don't have to be skinny, but we don't want to be really too big too. We want to look better. We're vain. You know how women are. Going to put our makeup on. But men too want to look good, still be attractive. We want to improve our posture, our outlook on life. And when you exercise, you do feel better. You feel like you're doing something and not giving in to that soreness or that tightness or stiffness, right? We can do something about it. Even with sometimes severe arthritis, we need to keep moving. Because if we stop doing anything, the arthritis will get worse and worse, stiffer, more painful. Again, talk to your doctor first. All right. Also, the good thing about strength training, one of the really good things, is that it strengthens your muscles and your bones too. And you know what I'm talking about, osteoporosis. Men get it too. It's about 20% men and 80% women. So if you're listening, you're over 70 and you're small boned, have a bone density. Maybe you should have it anyway. And I think the most important thing strength training does for us, especially the lower body, is it helps to prevent falls. Leading cause of head injuries in the country, leading cause. So keep that in mind. So are you ready to do some strength training? Grab your weights. I have my weights ready right here. We're going to start with the upper body. So I'm going to hold on to these weights. Now, I've already done a class today. I'm still feeling pretty good. I can still do this. Elbows kind of into the body for support. Now, the first thing we're doing is the bicep curl. The biceps are upper arm here. So let's bring those weights up. You can just bring them up. You don't have to do it slowly. And then take 4 seconds to come down. Wonderful. Let's breathe out as we go up. Just don't hold your breath. You don't have to do that breathing thing with every single one, with every repetition, unless you want to. Breathing out and slowly down. That's 3. We need to do at least 8, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly back down again. And 6. Good. Slowly down. 7. We can do it. Up. And slowly down. One more. Up again. If you want to do 10, go right ahead. If you can do it, that's fine. That's for the bicep. Let's stand those weights right up, just so we can rest a little bit. Drop that chin right down. You might be tensing your neck muscles, your upper back muscles when you do strength training. Now, normally, you would do 2 sets of that. Just, wait for 2 or 3 minutes and do another set. All right, so that's for the bicep. Now, where are the triceps? Underneath the upper back part of the arm. So let's move forward in your chair. Let the weights come down. Your arms are fairly straight. Just make sure you're forward in the chair. Now turn the weights so that they're horizontal. 1 foot forward. Try not to round over. Try to keep your back straight so you're strengthening your back too. Breathing out. Lift up as high as you can go. Don't overdo it if you're just starting out. And then slowly back down again. Let's try it. And slowly back down again. Here we go. And back. Now I'm tightening in the neck and the shoulders and the upper back, so we'll do a little stretch after this. Breathing out as you go back. And slowly back down again. Let's say this is 5. Up. So that first movement is fairly fast, but we want to take at least 4 seconds. This is where we gain the strength. Controlling the weight, which is what we're doing. And that's the difficult part, isn't it? So we'll breathe out and go up to the back. And even if you can only do 4, that's okay. You'll do 5 next time. Breathing out and slowly down. I'm going to put the weights right here and correct my posture. How do we do that? Let's pull that chin in. Good. Nice and straight. Now, if we were to strengthen our neck, just pulling the chin in and staying there will help a little bit. There are other ways to do this. There are even exercise machines that do this. There's a pad in the back that moves, and you push that pad back. So ask about it if you go to a health club or a gym. Okay, now another thing we're going to do, and this is kind of mostly for the shoulders, the deltoids, and the upper back, which is called the trapezius. So I'm going to rest this weight down. I'm going to lift this weight up and just turn it horizontal again. And breathe out as I reach across. Reach and slowly back. Try it again, crossing over and slowly back. Again, reach and slowly back. Breathe out if you want to. Great. And getting up to 5. And reach across and slowly back. 6 coming up. How are you feeling? It's kind of hard because you're pushing the weight away from your body. So this is kind of a difficult one. Breathing out again and back. And one more time, out and bringing that weight back. Let's put it right down on the lap here so we can do the other side. You don't have to actually turn, but I'm just adjusting. So let's lift that weight up. It's horizontal, and you're going to stretch. And slowly back. Good. Does this one feel kind of odd, kind of unusual? Slowly back. Breathing out and back slowly. And breathing out again. Now the next one is going to be number 5. Yes. Breathing out and down. And breathing out again and down. Breathing out. And we'll do one more, and this will be number 8. And up and back. And let's put that weight down and relax for just a minute. And just, you don't have to hold on to your weights unless you actually have to. Just bring those shoulders forward, up, back, and down. A little bit of a stretch here. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Good. Do it again. Crunch. I heard a crunch in there. Now push that shoulder forward and bring it back. Now you notice I came forward on this one. Don't come forward next time, just the shoulder. Just the shoulder forward. Again. I think this one feels good. Yes, very good. So we did biceps. We did triceps. Now we're going to do something called flies, where the weights go out to the side and back. And that's for the trapezius across the back, the deltoids, your mid-back too, probably. So let's try this one. Weights either close or together, whatever you want to do. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Let's pull that abdomen in a little bit. See if you can hold that for a few minutes. Let's breathe out. How does that feel? And slowly back. So you can go out, right out. But 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do 6, that's fine. It's not hard and fast, right? Breathing out. Ooh. And slowly back. And again, eventually you'll do 2 sets. You'll be so used to it. Make sure that you have enough weight. Make sure that if it's real easy and you don't feel any fatigue at all, you need a heavier weight. That's the only way I can describe it, the best way I can describe it. This is where I lose count. People that come to my classes know that. Out, I'm going to say it's 6, even if it isn't. And slowly back. Try it again. And slowly back. Can you do one more? I think you can. Breathing out. Good. Wonderful. Let's put those weights down again. I want you to drop your chin right down. Oh, that feels good to do that because we've been tightening those muscles. Look up at the ceiling. Push your chin up toward the ceiling. Just the chin, the lower jaw, and then come back. Now, make sure your weights don't fall off your lap here. 2 fingers on your chin, and sit up nice and straight, shoulders down, and very gently just push back. This is really where you should be rather than here. Your head is heavy, and these muscles are fighting to support it. So you don't want your head to be here and your shoulders to be back here, right? Well, just pull it in. Practice in your car if you're driving. Pull your head back into the headrest. I know I've said it 1,000 times, but we forget. I do it 3 seconds and then I'm off thinking about something else. So we're just going to pull back. To remind yourself, push back. Good. All right. Now, I'd like you to rest one arm right here on your thigh. I think I'm going to put it down right there. Good. Now your hand should extend a little bit beyond your knee. And you're going to just curl the hand up. So this, of course, is for your hands and your forearm. We need strength in our hands for everything, don't we? Again, maintaining that independence. So we're not doing this, are we? We're just doing little curls with the hand. Don't let the hand drop down like that. The hand and the forearm should be on the same plane. So we're just going to curl up, put it back down. Curl up, put it back. Good. And we'll say this is 3 and 4 and 5. If it hurts to do this, or if you know you have osteopenia or osteoporosis in your wrist, don't do this. Ask your doctor about it. I mean, you might say, well, it doesn't hurt and I can do it, but ask your doctor. Don't take a chance. Let's do the other side. Forearm right here on your thigh or your quadriceps. And if you need to support that hand, make sure the hand is back a little bit. But in order for me to curl up, I have to be a little bit forward. So a little curl up. It's subtle, it's small movement. 2, good, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Now we don't have time right now because I want to work on the lower body, strengthening the lower body too. Ordinarily, I would have you turn over and lift the hand up to the back like a reverse curl. So maybe we'll do that next time, but I'm going to put the weights away right now. Grab some water. Are you drinking enough water? The thirst mechanism doesn't work as well. So by the time you're thirsty, you might be dehydrated, and that can be dangerous. It makes you dizzy. Some people fall. You go to the hospital. They give you fluids and send you back home again. So try to avoid that. Okay. So for the lower body, all right, I'm going to have you just sit back for 1 minute. I'd like you to put your leg out straight, flex that foot back, and bounce it. So you're strengthening your quadriceps. Just doing that. It's kind of easy. Even though I said we weren't going to use the weights, I'd like you to try this with one of your weights. I'm going to put the weight right there. As long as you don't have having skin problems, or you bruise easily. If your weight is too heavy, this might be not a good idea. But for those that think they can do it, again, flex the foot back and bounce it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this would strengthen your lower body. Tighten this, strengthen your back. Not bad. I like this. Good. All right. Let's try the other side. Right here. Leg out straight, flex the foot, bounce. I like to come forward just a little, sliding forward. And 1, and 2, and 3. It's easier on this side because it's my stronger side. So you might want to do a few more on the weaker side. Do another set. Wouldn't hurt, would it? Great. Now, if you're daring, and we won't do this here, you could put both weights. It's up to you. You know what your limits are, right? So that's a good one. Let's go back, though, to the other side, the other leg, and lift with a knee bent. And 2, and 3. And you could do this while you're watching Netflix. There are things we can do even when we're doing something else, right? And 5, and 6. And if this hurts, or you don't think it's a good idea, just do it without the weight. But let's try the other side. So these are your quadriceps, 4 big muscles, up, and 2. And you need strong quadriceps to not take a fall. You don't want to take a fall. So they have to be strong. So you can't be sitting all day and watching television. I'm not saying you are. But there are some people that do a lot of sitting, and it's very dangerous for mind and body, isn't it? I don't know how many I've done. If you want to do another one, you go right ahead. Good. Just sit back and kick up a little bit, just to loosen that leg up. Yeah. Feels pretty good. It's easier without the weights, isn't it? Just circle your feet a little bit. I think that feels pretty good. I like that. Go the other way, do a lot of this. This is part of the bed exercises or the morning exercises that we do. Good. Now, one of the best exercises to strengthen the lower body is, you know what? The sit-stand. So we're sitting, so let's stand without holding on. How does that feel? If you don't have good knees, it might bother you. You might not be able to do it. But just try it at least. So we're going to sit back down again. So you don't really need special equipment to get a pretty good exercise workout. 2, good. And 3. Good. And try to do this when you get up to do something to the something in the kitchen, something to the television. Try to do it. It is harder to do from a soft seat like a couch, but it's just something you can think about. Maybe try on your own. We'll say this is 5. We want to strengthen these. And 6. Yeah. Good. And 7. It's kind of a rocking thing. Makes it easier to do it if you go back like that, doesn't it? So maybe you could try it that way. It would be easier on your knees, all right? I would like you to stand or stay standing, whatever, and we're going to do an exercise that's, I've read that at least one of the most important exercises for seniors to do to maintain function, because we want to still do all those things for ourselves, right? I'm going to move my chair out of the way a little bit. Well, you know what a squat is. You'd bend your knees, right? But there's a little bit of brains involved. I mean, you have to think about things. So let's just reach forward. This part's easy. But instead of just bending your knees, you're going to take this area and push it back as if you're going to sit down. So that's a much better squat. It's much more effective. And trying not to do this, again, keep your head up. It's not comfortable, unless you've done a million of them, I guess. A little bit ungainly, but really, really good for function to keep these strong. So let's try it again. This part's easy, and you're going to start to bend, and like you're going to sit back onto a chair. And yes, you can do it holding on too, because these are the arms, but these are the legs. So let's try it again. It's called the squat. I'm sure there are other ways to do it, but this is supposed to be really good for us, and I can see where it would be. So let's just reach forward, and then as you bend those knees, you're going to kind of sit back. If you're nervous about falling, suppose you could do it this way, and then you could actually sit right down. So think about that too if you're really concerned about it. Okay? Now I'm going to come forward. Wonderful. And then get up again. All right. Another thing that's really good for us is side lunges. So let's open the feet into second position. This is ballet second. Your feet are apart. Good. Again, get behind your chair if your balance is off. Lunging is very good. Let's see if we can get a stretch in there too, okay? Bend that knee. This leg is straight. This knee is bent. Lift that arm up. And let's do a nice stretch. Holding on now. Good. Not this, but a nice, really nice stretch. And then we'll do the other side. Bend that knee. Lift the arm up and reach and reach and reach. But what about the lower leg and your foot and your ankle? So I'm going to turn my chair sideways so you can see what I'm doing. We've done this before. This will not be new. But it's important, and we're not going to do it just once, right? So all we're going to do is the heel lifts. Yes, easy stuff. And 2, we do about 10 of them, don't we? And 3, good. And 4, and 5, and 6. I'm holding on with one hand. Are you holding on with one hand or two? Try one hand. Try a couple without holding on. Just go up, bring the heels up and down, up and down. And that will strengthen foot, ankle, and your calf muscle, which you need for good balance, all right? Let's shake it out a little bit. Shake the other side out. Now, I haven't met anyone that said to me, both my legs are equally strong. My weaker leg, it's not terribly weak, but it's not as strong as my right side. It's not as strong. So we're going to try to do another set of these exercises on that weaker leg. And I just did this in a class today too. So stand on the weaker leg, bring this one up, and see if you can do the heel lifts. Lift that heel up, good. And 2, great. And 3, I can feel it. And you feel it more because you're using just one leg. And 6. If you want to stop at 8, that's okay too. If you can do the 10, that's fine. And this would be 9. You can do it slower. It makes it more effective. Now the leg you were just standing on, I want you to shake that out a little bit. Just shake it around. Good. And then touch to the back. The leg is fairly straight, isn't it? All right, the ball of the foot comes down and then we pull the heel. And yes, we've done that a million times too. I'm going to push myself up. So we're stretching that leg that we were just contracting. We contracted the muscles. Push yourself up. So you're stretching, you're strengthening that front leg. Your knee is bent. I didn't mention that, and I should have. Push yourself up. All right, pull that chin in. Let go with one hand. See if you can do it. How about the other hand? This hand, both hands. What about both hands? What do you think? Can any of you do this? Nice and tall, look up at the ceiling just a little bit. All right, wonderful. All right, let's try the other side, that we want to stretch both sides. So you're going to point, ball of the foot, pull that heel down now. Not this, pull yourself up. Front knee is bent. These feet are flat on the floor, especially that back one. Pull that chin in and let go. Great. The other side. If you can, whatever you can do is wonderful. Bring those arms up, pull that chin back in again. Woo. Good. Bring the arms down. I want to do one more stretch quickly. And all we're going to do is bring one arm up. Same side, put that foot forward. Lift yourself right up. Upper body lifting right up, right out of the lower body. Good for a nice back bend. That's a move we don't do enough of. The other foot is in front. Same arm. Okay, you can all see me. Lifting up, a little bit of a back bend. Great, you did a great job. I hope I'm not giving you too much. So let's sit back down for the last few seconds here. And let me just say thanks for joining us today. I'm sure you'll get some benefit from this. And I will see you next time. I've got something new for you next time. It'll be a surprise. Okay. Again, thanks for joining us. And remember, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So just make that your motto and, tell other people, and maybe that will give them a little push to exercise, especially when they see how good you look and how strong you are. So bye for now, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.